villagers
Pam, Leanne, Mike,
and
Pam, Mike,
welcome.
Samantha. Hi, all.
Welcome to Pepper Tree Villa. This is October 20th. It is 66 days until Christmas.
I'm freaking out, you guys.
Yeah, we're actually both kind of freaking out right now. Although we've been making some progress. Let's see.
Our messes are starting to be
organized. We're actually starting to make some progress here in the office with the library finally, so that's good news. Mm-hmm. You see the Christmas tree has been moved over a little bit over Doug's shoulder.
Yes, Mike.
Hey there. I want my PTV. Nice, Mike. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Wow, we have 10 people here. Thank you so much. Noah, thank you for joining. The Crazy Pop, good to have you here. Great. Thank you.
So nice. So nice.
Wow. It has been quite a weekend. Ben and I did the daily dose last night. We talked about the wedding that we had participated in.
It was a lot of work. I just was not interested. I was just very, very tired.
One thing that we did not discuss last night during the stream, though, was that Doug and I were very busy at the wedding. We were tending bar. My nephew and his now wife asked us to create a cocktail for their event. We did a champagne cocktail that had sugar cubes and bitters, a splash of juice, and then the champagne to top it off. So we were only allowed to do beer and wine. We had no beer, but we definitely had wine at the
yeah, I mean, they were it was classic as a wine country wedding. So they had some basic wine, and then they wanted champagne and just more Prosecco. So they wanted, since it was a brunch wedding, they wanted to have mimosas, and then they wanted to have us create a classic or theirs, which is a version of a vintage cocktail, which is called a champagne cocktail, which is very, very vintage.
Yeah. So I'm seeing here in the stream, we've got reviews for you asking any advice on what I should do my next review on. So,
what do you review on? What is your bailiwick?
Yeah. Do you want movies, television, food, some kind of a product? People, everyone here in the stream, let's give reviews for you some ideas of what to review. Hey, Diz Our Dream, Dances with Goofy.
What area are you also
Charlie, Dances, Disney Nerd Herders. Thank you for being here. Good to have you.
So, yeah.
So, whatever you'd like us, or give us an idea of what you'd like to maybe have suggestions of, so we can help you out.
Mm-hmm.
See, Danny put it in a good way last night.
We broke PTV.
We broke PTV last night.
Oh, I was already broken. There was no more put me back together. I was Humpty Dumpty. Okay. So what do we have here on October 20th in the past in the world of Disney?
Okay. Well, anyone in there, if you want to go ahead and help out reviews for you, let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, go ahead and ring that bell. Mm-hmm. For reminders of subscription, so you know when we go live, and also hit that thumb so that we can have enough likes in this video, maybe get that algorithm of YouTube to give us some attention. Oh, Charlie, yes, I did receive that. I have to talk with Doug and Ben about that, but yeah, definitely let's go ahead and deal with that. See, Charlie wants to have us on his show, but he wants to do it on a Sunday morning because his usual show for interviews are on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. And because it's that 4 Pacific, Ben and I are usually at work at that time. So we have to work at a time. Charlie, we would love to do that.
But I sleep a lot.
Okay, so it's October 20th. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of this information that I have here. Okay. We're going to start with October 20th, 1963. And on this day, there was a groundbreaking ceremony for the first Hollywood Museum.
When you told me about this, I'm like, where's the Hollywood Museum?
Yeah, this was interesting. We've never heard of the Hollywood Museum. The thing is that this groundbreaking ceremony, people that were there were like Gene Autry, remember the cowboy that sung Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They had Jack Warner, of course, one of the Warner brothers.
Right.
Rosalind Russell, probably her best role was Auntie Mame. I
Right.
love that movie.
Oh,
Definitely
it.
love that movie. Oh yes, Pam, thank you. Please hit that like button for our fabulous host. Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you.
My nose is itchy.
Speaking of Pam, if you have not seen it yet, Pam posted a beautiful video today. She's a very talented artist.
Oh.
Go out and check that video out. She did that. And also wrote a poem that she posted at the very end of it as well. Mike, if you're there, go ahead and drop a link in the chat of the video. I'd like to get it out there so Pam can get some views on the video because it's really a very lovely video. The thing is about this museum is that it was never built.
That's why I had to ask, where's this museum? I've never heard of it. Well,
they did a groundbreaking ceremony and everything, but it was never built. Hello, Amy. Thank you for being here.
Hello.
That was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So that kind of answers that question.
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so let's go forward 2 years.
This is huge. This literally was the earthquake in Florida in 1965, and everybody should know what happened in Central Florida on this day in 1965.
Yeah, because it's not a physical earthquake.
No,
it was more a theoretical earthquake because this was the day that the Orlando Sentinel caught wind that it was Walt Disney that was purchasing all the land in Central Florida.
It was this day that
someone leaked it.
Spilt the beans. This was it. This is when
the news was leaked to the Orlando Sentinel that Walt Disney World was going to be reality. And of course, at that time, it wasn't called that. It was called just Disney World.
It was Disney World, yeah. And Roy changed it because of his brother's passing. So that was a huge news. That was cool.
Yeah. That was a big one. That very big one.
That was, I think, your guy. That was not your guys. That's Florida's. I gotta get rid of that spider up there. Been bugging me. That is I think the start of the history of Walt Disney World was in 1965.
Yeah, 1965. Then in 1982, of course, Epcot had been open for this was October 20th, so 20 days.
3 weeks.
20 days, almost 3 weeks now.
3 weeks.
And on this day, Epcot, they dedicated Japan, the pavilion. More sunshine, please. Jim, thank you for joining. By the way, Jim, I want to show you something. If you have not seen it yet, I don't know that we showed this on air yet.
Look what we have. You're not wearing gloves. Oh, wear gloves. You're not wearing gloves.
Oh, so sorry.
Now you sullied it.
Okay, good.
They're right here.
Go ahead.
Now we got the gloves.
There we go.
Remember?
We got a wonderful little bumper sticker.
Yeah, I gotta straighten it out.
Yeah, we just have to. It'll flatten out. We just have to put it between some.
I mean, it's never been opened.
Yeah, it's still sticky.
Still sticky.
The sticky is there. So adhesive is still intact. Hashtag Arnie's not wearing gloves.
No.
Thank you, Noah.
I just need to get a little bit. It came in perfect. It's folded in half.
I conquered Space Mountain.
Yay!
Yeah, as soon as he heard about that, he had to have it.
If Jim
thinks it's fantastic.
Yeah, somebody was practically giving it away, and I'm like, it's not part of my collection.
Yep, it had to be part of the collection.
Okay.
So, here's an interesting one. 1983. Of course, that was the year that Mickey's Christmas Carol came out.
I love Mickey's Carol.
I'm sure everyone has seen Mickey's Christmas Carol, one with Scrooge McDuck playing the role of Scrooge. Yeah, kind of interesting. He was actually in that cartoon. Mickey, Minnie was in it. Goofy, of course. So was Donald. They were all playing different characters in the realm of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. But it was on this day that short, a 24-minute Mickey Mouse short, first one made in 30 years.
Yeah, I did have a stroke. He wasn't using gloves. I'm not joking. That we have them all around the house. I'm serious. We have gloves everywhere.
So anyway, on this day, that particular cartoon, that Mickey short, premiered in England, the United Kingdom to be exact. So all over the United Kingdom. Yep. See, Amy owns the DVD. Yeah.
We watch it every year.
We watch it every year.
I think it's on Disney Plus.
I actually,
I will. We don't need to watch, you guys. Let me do that.
yeah, Doug is going to do a little research and find out about that.
Disney Plus. Ding.
Yeah, he's checking out
I'm
to see what's
looking.
on Disney Plus. He wants to make sure that Mickey's Christmas Carol is included there.
Mickey's apostrophe S.
Yeah,
CHRIS.
there it is, Mickey's Christmas Carol. He's just doing a quick Google search to see if it's going to be on
Disney Plus. Do people spell plus, or do they actually use the plus sign?
I don't know. So anyway, it's going to be hard to search it that way, I'm sure. There's a 30th anniversary available on Blu-ray.
I love that Scrooge is Scrooge.
But of course, it's been around there for 36 years now.
But was Scrooge not made for this? Scrooge was created before this, and he was called Scrooge before this.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, 36 years ago today, Mickey's Christmas Carol premiered in England.
Okay, I think I found the list.
This one's kind of interesting. The next year, 1984, there was the Stanley Ranch Museum in Garden Grove. Now, Garden Grove is a city that is directly south. It's directly south of Anaheim. So, just a few blocks away from Anaheim, you can come to the park. You can come to the park of the city of Garden Grove. No, it looks like it's not. Is it on? No, it doesn't look like it's on. So Mickey's Christmas Carol is not going to be on Disney
But
Plus.
the Muppets Christmas Carol is.
It may come later. Who knows? I know that they're not uploading everything initially.
Yeah, it's not.
They want to make sure they have some things that they can still load a little later.
Yeah, people are kind of like,
anyway,
why is this not there?
The Stanley Ranch Museum in Garden Grove, the city just south of Anaheim,
just south,
dedicated a garage known as the first Disney studio. The structure was Walt's first cartoon studio and belonged to the home of his uncle Robert, who Walt lived with for a short time. It was originally at 4406 Kingswell Avenue. The thing is, let's see, it's featured on the day's dedication are local officials, and Mickey and Minnie were there as well, and some Imagineers, and more than 100 Disney fans were present for that. So they dedicated that, and is it still there? I don't know. I didn't research that enough to see if it was still there. I'll check that.
Dedicated the garage.
Yeah, I will check to see if
1984.
Yeah, I'll see if it's still there.
I was still a young chap. Why haven't I known about that?
I don't know.
Okay.
This date in 1995. I was living in Southern California that time. Frank and Ollie, a documentary about Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, premiered on the silver screen.
I have the signatures and some artwork, which I showed.
Yeah, in the Mickey room.
In the Mickey room.
Yeah, the artwork is hanging in the Mickey room.
And it's a hand-painted cell.
And we'll make sure it stays there, despite the fact that Shep and Mike would probably want to take it with them.
Oh, Shep and Steve. No, I have to. Those two are going to give me a heart attack. I don't know. I don't know if they could handle all my nerves will be shot. I would be just like an excited chihuahua just urinating all over. I'd just be like, they will literally drive me to drink.
Yeah. That was in 1995. In 1997, Disney Channel premiered a new show. So that was 22 years ago today. Bear in the Big Blue House.
That's cool.
Remember?
I watched a few. I mean, it's not my thing. I mean, obviously my age and everything, but it was very popular for kids.
It was very popular.
Very, very popular.
So
what?
No, I was just saying, I saw that the headrest was blocking part of the shelf. I thought, what is that?
Me?
Use gloves. So anyway, that was in 1997. In 1998, although it was a straight-to-video release, The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
4 years after it came out.
Yeah, it actually premiered. The sequel premiered in a movie theater in Los Angeles on this day. And then I'm sure what happened was the following Off-Grid Desert Farming. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi there.
Thank you. Great to have you here. So that was Simba's Pride that had its debut on this day. Interesting here, another debut, 2003.
Oh, I remember that.
Brother Bear.
Yeah, Brother Bear.
Brother-
And then they used that music for a parade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brother Bear. It had its premiere in New York on this day at the New Amsterdam Theater. Of course, now, let's see, later on, Disney does a lot of productions at the New Amsterdam because they own it, I guess. Anyway,
I think they have a 100-year lease. It's basically
it's something like
theirs.
that. It's pretty much theirs. Phil Collins and Tina Turner performed at that premiere. Pretty cool.
We're going to be buying The Lion King 4K. That's going to be my last big one on Tuesday.
Yeah, off grid. We haven't
That's it.
seen The Lion King either. The new one that they just released. It's made over $1.5 billion worldwide.
Yeah, 1.7 actually. I looked on it this morning.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money.
That's so much money.
So
what else do we have?
that was
there?
that was that day. And then on this day in what was it? 2008. October 20th, 2008. Disney California Adventure. Oh, gotta get to bed. Charlie, totally understand.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of late.
Have
for you
a good evening, Charlie. Have a good sleep. We'll see you later. And we'll definitely be talking about setting up a time to have an interview with you. That would be awesome. I mean, we'd be in the likes of Jim. I mean, Jim's been interviewed.
He's
Shep has
popular.
been interviewed. Wow, we'd be in there.
Getting good company.
Yeah, very good company.
We're not as cool as them, so
no,
I don't count.
No, we are not. Definitely not.
What do we have here?
On this day, Disney's California Adventure, they had this building that was in the wine country area that had a movie called Seasons of the Vine. And sometimes you'll see it playing during the Food and Wine Festival in the room. Sometimes they have that playing there.
Is this the Blue Sky Cellar was created?
It's now Blue Sky Cellar.
Yeah.
It was created. Oh, look at that. Jim says, oh, shucks. Now, Jim, we pale in comparison.
Yeah.
Really, definitely.
Yeah.
Blue Sky Cellar. They had models and sketches and things of up and coming things. It became a preview center for California Adventure. So they had things like World of Color being previewed, what's to come, as well as the Little Mermaid and Cars Land and Buena Vista Street. All that was coming just within 4 years. I mean, it all happened so fast, or at least now it seems that way.
And I don't know if it's converted where you actually can see the layout of Marvel Land. They should.
Yeah, I don't know.
For the holidays, I think it still looks like Pixar Pier. It's like,
oh, Pam. She says, yes, you are. You're as cool as everyone else. I love you guys. Thank you, Pam. Oh,
I need to show Pam some of my high school, just in artwork in general, by hand.
Yeah.
Because you are absolutely, Pam, you're absolutely super talented.
Definitely.
You know how to write, and being another artist who does art, and I'm now in the commercial graphic arts, using that for commercial, took my art, but hand drawing.
The Plush King joined. Thank you for being here. Good to have you.
Drawings are absolutely,
oh gosh, stunning.
Just because I just don't draw anymore, but I love to see yours, and I love that people still draw.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
yeah, she would love that. Pam would love that. Okay, so in
2000, few my sketchbook somewhere.
2009, 10 years ago, the Walt Disney Concert Hall is the concert hall actually in downtown Los Angeles. It's beautiful. It's all covered in this gleaming stainless steel, isn't it?
Yeah, it's some kind of stainless steel.
It's a metal of some type. And some places are polished, highly polished, so it just shines brightly. It's a beautiful building. Google it. Check out Walt Disney Concert Hall. It's a stunning structure.
We haven't organized. We've been there and been inside the gift shop, but we physically have not been inside and actually heard a symphony there.
But I wish.
We will.
10 years ago tonight, I wish we would have been there because they actually had an event called the Disney Symphonic Legacy. And it was the first time ever in Walt Disney Concert Hall that they featured a show that was all Disney music.
That's cool. I would have done that.
Yeah, I would have loved that. Absolutely loved that. Oh, I just got a text message from Ben. He just got of seeing Maleficent, Mistress of Evil.
Oh,
so I guess we're going to hear from him how it is. So
hey,
that's why he's not with us, by the way. He was seeing a movie tonight. So yeah, that was in 2009. And then in 2013, October 20th, 2013, 6 years ago, Saving Mr. Banks had its world premiere at the London Film Festival.
Oh, yeah, I got an associate's degree. Yep. But I live in a small community and had got my degree right before the internet shot up. So only worked on one small job in graphic design. I'm sure you'd be absolutely talented in it. I mean, it should be something you should try.
And looks like other people have seen
We
Maleficent
loved
already.
it.
Loved it. Okay, Noah also said just
I
saw
saw
it
it
earlier.
Okay.
Noah, did you like it? I guess you did because I saw the review from you on Twitter that it has quickly become your second favorite film from Disney in 2019.
Well, Angelina Jolie is very, very talented.
Yeah, Plush King, you're right. It was Geary.
Frank
Yeah.
Geary did
In
it.
fact, we were just looking at a book today from
You
Geary.
just have it, yeah.
Yeah, he did the work. The work is amazing. He did a museum also very similar in design in Barcelona. I believe. Is it Barcelona? Somewhere in
He
Spain.
does everything.
The building structure is very similar to the Walt Disney Concert Hall. So yeah, so Saving Mr. Banks in 2013 had its premiere on this day in London at the London Film Festival.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the movie.
Oh, Plush King I was literally just typing that. Oh, very cool. Very cool. So I put out there on Twitter and Instagram a picture of the movie Coco. And you saw, what was his name, Miguel, the little boy?
The little boy Miguel.
And his dog Dante.
His spirit animal.
I absolutely love the name Dante for his dog. I think it's hysterical.
Filthy looking dog.
But on this day, 2 years ago, the film Coco had its world premiere. They did the premiere at the Morelia International Film Festival in Morelia, Mexico. So, yeah.
It's a beautiful movie, but if you deal with past and family and death, don't watch it. It's too traumatizing.
It's a very emotional
very,
film.
very traumatizing.
My niece, Megan, is very emotional, and now that she's pregnant, especially not now, it's not the time for her to see that movie. But, yeah, you know what? I just loved Coco.
It was a beautiful movie.
I'll tell you, I teared up. I teared up a lot.
Yeah, it's intense. It's, I think, when outside of Up.
Oh my goodness. The first 10 minutes of the movie Up.
Yeah.
Talk about heart-wrenching. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, Diz Our Dream loves Coco too.
Yeah, there is.
Do you have anything what?
Really quick, I could show one thing of Pam. Let me see something.
Oh, okay.
He's super quick.
He's gonna do a little show and
I don't
tell.
have to trip over things anymore in here.
Yeah, you see, we got the cleanup done. See, it's just the Christmas tree that's there now.
I think I did have it right now.
Oh, he's got something. He's got something
This is
there.
my folio case, Pam. Let's see if it has any of my artwork that I did in college a zillion years ago.
Where are your gloves?
Oh, this is, I don't have to do gloves because I have to actually mow through the stuff.
You see, Andy at Keystone is saying, yeah, gloves. You need gloves.
Well, I have to fold it out, but this is one of my drawings I did as a sketch.
Matt, thank you for being here.
So here's one of my sketches.
Mike,
Pencil sketch.
I'll describe it for you. Mike, he sketched a fist bursting through the paper and it's clutching money.
So it was a still life, and we just I added it. So this is during my still life days.
Jelly's Journey's like that. She says that's awesome. Plushkin said the same thing. Everyone says, yeah, cool.
This
cool.
got me my very, very first job that started my career on February 5th, 1996. She hired me because she liked this one thing I designed. So I gotta do this.
And for Mike, it's a very colorful print, orange background, and it's the word South Africa. But he poked out the word South Africa so that it shows the flag of South Africa.
But the gal who hired me, she said she hired me because of this.
Max Kim
did it in 1995.
Thank you for joining. Good to have you here. So Doug's doing some show and tell currently right now. Some of the artists.
Oh, we had to do it was called Project Number 3, March 15th, 1994. And my class cake gesture.
Okay, everyone.
My
1994,
illustration-
25 years ago.
I did this where you had to draw one of your favorite projects. So I always loved Crayola crayons. And then I made like a little person out of it. All of this was done with my left hand. So I needed it to look like a child. So I actually drew this all with my left hand. I mean, obviously I did this, but this is all sketched and drawn. But to make it look like a child, so this is one of my. We had to do a product thing, and it was called Art 43. It was my illustration class.
Wow.
So that was kind of cool.
That is a cool one. I like that.
So that's how if you want to draw like a child, draw with your. I'm right-handed. So.
Draw with your non-dominant
dominant hand.
Yeah.
So.
Your non-dominant hand, unless you happen to be ambidextrous, using both hands.
I'm not that cool.
Me, I am like my cousin Diana. She is by far, she can't do anything with her left hand. She says it's merely cosmetic.
I thought
So
I have.
He's got one more thing that he wants to show.
Oh, I do?
I thought you said you did.
No, I have not anything exciting. I mean, these are just, ugh. No, I thought I had the other stuff.
Bedtime for me. Have a great week,
Okay.
everybody. Impressive work, Doug.
But that's
Jim,
kind of...
Jim, thank you so much for joining. Good to have you here for the Daily Dose. Appreciate it. I don't have a non-dominant hand. Oh, Dances with Goofy. I wish I didn't either. I can barely do anything with my left hand. However, when I play hockey, I am left-handed. The weirdest thing.
That's actually common, and sometimes baseball. It depends on your hit.
So, Jim, have a good night. Thank you so much.
Good night, Jim. So that was a little bit of my... I now use art, and I've done stuff on the iPad where I use it for logos. And actually, I'll have to show one of my wine labels I just done for... Actually, it's right here.
Okay, yeah, Doug does, as a graphic designer, he does work for lots of different businesses.
So these are wine labels I did for a winery here in the Bay Area. And if you look at the reef with that reef kind of thing with the leaf, that was all drawn by hand on the iPad. So these are wine labels I did for a winery.
More Amore is the name of the winery.
Yep.
And
that's
4 or 5 different varietals.
Well, we did white wine and red wine, and we did 5 labels for 5
different varietals.
So yeah, I'm kind of don't remember.
So Max writes with the right,
and
other stuff with my left. Oh, I do not do other stuff with my left. Okay.
Really? I was supposed to be left-handed, but a teacher in grade school made me use... Oh,
I've
heard that.
You know, when I was going to school, that was very common. If someone came in with a left hand and they tried writing with their left hand, they forced them to use their right hand. My sister, on the other hand, who was older, had a teacher that saw that she was left-hand dominant and said, here, I will show you how to do it. Because usually lefties are taught to
do a southpaw,
to curve their hand around and draw this way. My sister holds her pencil this way, just like it was her right hand. And her handwriting.
Oh, her handwriting is
beautiful.
Exceptional.
Yeah, it's beautiful handwriting.
I was just looking at my signature on one of the things back in 1994.
Everyone's saying that was common. They would force lefties to learn how to use their right hand.
Oh gosh, when we were on school, our school was dominant and scary.
Of course, we know much.
Now
we know more about that now because that actually can be very detrimental to someone's development.
Yeah. So
you just don't do that kind of thing anymore.
Whatever they write. But now everything is text or typed, so we don't write anymore.
So,
so that's what we're doing.
As of right now, we do not have a topic for tomorrow night's show for PTV Live.
I have no idea.
Last week we discussed everything, the flavors of fall. The week before we discussed
real good.
Candy. So I don't know if we're going to keep the Halloween theme going for this week, but I'm not sure about that.
I did say something about.
Yeah, you did discuss movies, but I don't know that we're going to discuss that or not because we're not quite sure on that. We're not really Halloween people types. We don't do the
we're not into
films.
Slasher, horror, gore, really, really scary mutation. I mean, I don't mind being spooked and stuff being a little creepy, but I'm not into the gore and monsters.
Okay.
It's just not my thing.
Noah's saying the top 10 favorite Halloween movies. I want candy. I love candy. Max also says, Noah, you know what? You've got inspiration going. However, what we might do is we might discuss our favorite Halloween specials as well as favorite Halloween episodes of television shows.
I think we should do that, like Great Pumpkin.
Exactly. So we'll probably put our thinking caps on and come up with a list of things that we like. So those of you that are here in the stream, if you'd like us to discuss a specific special or a special show, go ahead and send them to us. Tweet them out or give me a direct message on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll put it on the list and we will add it to see. Maybe we can discuss those kinds of things on tomorrow night's show.
Yeah, we'll figure something out because I'm not quite.
Pam wants a history of Halloween. I could probably do a very brief history of Halloween for everyone.
There's actually a great History Channel video.
There is a good
show.
There's a good show of it, but
absolutely.
But I would be more than happy to put together a very quick history of Halloween. I believe I can do that.
We could talk about Halloween stories. I went to a Halloween wedding.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk about Halloween stories as well and our experiences at the parks as well.
The bride and groom was a skeleton, and
my guess is you guys are more into Christmas than Halloween. Just a guess, though. Phantasmic Chronicles.
I appreciate Halloween. I like it, and it's an adult thing, but
Oh, Phantasmic Chronicles! You have no idea.
Yeah, I mean,
even at my fingertips,
we have ornaments
right here. Now, because it's a Christmas ornament, I'm not wearing white gloves because I put everything up. I'm hanging.
Pam, really? You're born on Halloween?
Well, Pam, happy birthday coming up. Happy early birthday. That's great. But here we have the most recent ornament from Disneyland that is featured at Starbucks. So it's the happiest place on earth. And it has specific icons that you actually see only at Disneyland for a lot of this. For instance, right here, right there underneath, that is the lamp that is in Walt Disney's apartment above the firehouse. You only see that at Disneyland. You only see Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. There's a car there, and Alice in Wonderland. And then there's also here, there is Monster the Whale and a lighthouse.
Disneyland.
Only at Disneyland. That is Storybook Land canal boats. So that's pretty cool.
So yeah. Yes, I was my sister used to call me a witch, but that's spelled wrong.
But they spelled it wrong. Oh,
yeah, Max, mean. I like Halloween, but just the kind of like the kids stuff.
The mug is awesome. Would look great in our Disney hutch. Yep, you know what? I'm sure it would. Yeah. We actually picked that up on our most recent trip to Disneyland. So yeah, definitely. And let's see, Leanne says, went into Walt's apartment. We have not been on that tour.
Yeah, because when we've gone or we've done stuff, they've always made it like off limits. Slowly lately, this past year or so, I've been hearing that you can actually sort of get in.
And I see Darky YT. Thank you for being here. I had not seen you join. Thank you for joining. Good to have you. So yeah, that was that's an ornament. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Christmas is far more big in our house than Halloween.
Yes, I did. I was very emotional. Thank you, Mickey Sightings. I actually have it on my end table in the room. I just looked at it again because we got it. It was wonderful. Thank you.
We did get that.
I've been reliving it. When we were hanging out with a bunch of family at the wedding. Of course, everybody needs to know, so I had to relive the whole thing because they want to know all the details. So it was just it was kind of hard.
Stacy. Look at that. I thought I missed you guys. Stacy Rogers, thank you for joining. Good to have you. So I see Leanne said that she cried when she saw Walt's apartment.
I will literally
I know.
lose.
I'm sure I would just absolutely fall apart. I mean,
we've been on the Lily Bell. I've been to Club 33. We've been everywhere. That is to me is to get in to see if I can at least walk inside. A lot of the time they just let you poke your head in.
Yeah, I know. Expedition Greg was when he was here for D23 at Disneyland. He went and did the tour, and he saw Walt's apartment as well. Got some pictures in there. It was pretty cool. But so anyway, yeah, I would be an emotional mess. I was last night. We talked about it during the wedding. I got very emotional just when I heard the music as the bride was walking down the aisle. I mean, she's not even my niece, but she's marrying my nephew. But the music
was
the song, you know, and at last I see the light
from
Tangled. And I just about fell apart. I couldn't believe it.
It was cute.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm an emotional mess.
Preoccupied by looking at other things, and I'm like, what's wrong?
Yeah, Greg loved the tour. They give you so much insight on that tour.
It is amazing.
That's the walk and Walt's footsteps. Mm-hmm. It's an amazing tour. We want to do something similar to that. Maybe on video sometime we'll just take some certain sites of where Walt stands in the park, and we'll make a video about that, just showing you where he stood. Like, for instance, for his dedication speech, just looking down Main Street at one point, or when he's walking through the castle, we'll show you those spots where Walt stood. I mean, it's very emotional.
Yeah, you can. And just it's totally doable. I just need to
Nick from Magical News Live got to go into Walt's apartment as well. Yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. I'm sure
they need to open up a little bit more to things, because again, when I've been wanting to go, or I've been doing it for all the way up until like a couple of years ago, I mean, that was off limits. That's always been off limits. Even the highest end people or club members never got to go. Yeah, so I heard now you can.
Now here's
slowly letting people.
That's an interesting thing, Leanne. She said that they showed the whole apartment. They could not take their own pictures.
I can see that.
That's pretty cool, actually,
because they are still keeping that as, you know,
almost
like a holy place,
sacred hallowed ground.
You have to walk by it. You can stand underneath it, and I'm glad that they are, because that's one of the things that any Disney fan,
real Brooklyn. Thanks for being here.
You know that's Walt, and he stayed there a lot.
He did. He stayed there a lot. He spent a lot of time throughout the entire building of the park. He would spend the night there and then wake up the next day and get to. That was the first building that was done at Disneyland on Main Street was actually
City Hall.
No. It was actually the building where they have the Opera House.
Yes, that was the temporary building, and then they tore it down, and that's what you have, the Opera House.
Right. The building that was there, they used as a workshop. They would do a lot of construction there for like making signs and doing other things, doing a lot of lumber work in that particular area. So Stacey says, that's one of the main reasons I want to go to Disneyland, to be able to walk where Walt walked. Technically, he walked around Disney World, but it was just empty land then. That's true.
Oh, he flew around, and he kind of looked to where things possibly be. I mean, he kind of. They say he did walk, was walking around some of it, but where did he walk? What exactly? Because, when you're buying 40, 50 square miles, he was bound to.
Yeah. So the Imagineering story, that's that documentary that's coming up on Disney Plus. I'm sure they're going to be talking a lot about that. They're going to show Walt where he walked. I mean, you actually see video of him walking paces to say, I want this here. And then he would walk down so far and say, I want that there. And he would always walk around the park before it opened and just marvel at what everyone had created together.
Arnie, what do you and Doug think of the rumors that Walt still walks around the park? In Disneyland, that's not a rumor. People still feel that. And a lot of the cast members feel that way.
You do feel his presence there.
Yeah. Maybe, New Orleans Square, Main Street.
Maybe not as a ghost.
No.
But you do definitely feel his presence there in the park.
Legacy. You feel that every single time you walk in. You know the significance of this park and what this person brought and how it's lasted so long.
Yeah. It's just an incredible feeling. It really is. Yes, Leanne, he would walk around when it was closed.
Oh, yeah.
He would walk around all the time. In fact, he would actually get in the train and drive the train around the park.
And just to give you an idea, the very first complete attraction to be done at Disneyland ever, and it was like about 2 months before Disneyland opened, was the railroad.
Okay, Mike Wheeler says...
So he would go on the train.
Mike Wheeler says the one thing that Walt Disney World that Walt had a major planning in is the giant oak tree in Liberty Square. He wanted that tree saved for that section of the park. Yeah.
Walt had
because there were several there were several things around, like for instance, at Disneyland, they saved the Dominguez palm. So they did save that tree. The giant oak tree was saved for Liberty
I
Square.
have to sounds.
But they dug it up and they moved it and put it in place, if I'm not mistaken. But they were able to save the tree.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. That's an interesting.
Let's see. Hey, all have to work tomorrow. Need to head out.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you so much.
Tidy some things.
Yeah, we still have some more things to do, and we're just rambling here now.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We don't need to bore you guys with. You guys got us on this Walt tangent, and
let's see. I'd like to hope he does actually still walk around the park as it goes. That would be really cool. I think he's still there. Stacy, I agree. That would be pretty cool.
The closest the story they ever came to that is when they literally leveled Fantasyland in 1982 or 81.
82.
And the first night when they closed, they thought they turned off all the power. So they were getting the bulldozers and ripping the facades out. And it was all dry rot. It was so old. Well, all the Imagineers are seeing it, all the construction. Well, there was one light that flipped on.
Yeah.
Just one single light, because they knew they tore off some of the power. And all the Imagineers, everybody stopped and said, "Oh God, Walt's knowing we're destroying this place. He's turned on the light."
Yeah,
it was a sign.
And what Tony Baxter said was, he looked around and says, "Oh, what have we done?"
That's a sign from Walt. He's upset with us. Well, our Fantasyland at Disneyland's absolutely amazing.
Oh.
But it was a sign that they were so.
Pam, thank you. She says, "You do not bore us. We find you very interesting." Thank you, Pam. Thank you.
So that was the closest story that people thought it was a ghost, because all of a sudden this light turns on and there was nobody around there. And how it turned on, they all thought that Walt was there freaking out because they were ripping out his old Fantasyland.
Yeah.
Knowing that he would have ripped it out too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Walt was never one to say, "Oh, yeah, this is a museum. Nothing can be touched."
No.
He believed in constant change, which is why Tomorrowland was completely torn down and rebuilt.
Yeah,
so that all happened while he was still alive. They tore it down. I mean, they were working on it while he died.
Yeah, they did, because it finished up about a year later.
Excuse me, I just burped. That burp was sponsored by
D&G.
D&G Explorers. Apologies for that.
So yeah, I mean, now there's some things that are just, perfection. But I mean, for me, they can level off Tomorrowland. Keep Space Mountain, because that's floating in its own building.
Yeah.
And they can't get rid of the train station of the monorail, because that's a state historical landmark. So that can't ever change.
Yeah.
But they can, and the Tomorrowland at Disneyland is so sad.
Oh, Stacy, that's very kind of you. She said this has to be the least boring channel out there. We watch them putting lights on trees, engaging the nastiness of pumpkin spice foods.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy, thank you so much. Oh, my word. Well, let me see. What have we got going?
Yeah, we got to do something tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, I have another episode of The Daily Dose. I'll be here at our regular time for weekdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And then also tomorrow night, there are lots of shows happening tomorrow night starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. All times I'll mention here are going to be Eastern. So at 7 p.m., we have Mickey Sightings going live. That is, you are still going live, aren't you? Sean, just let me know if you're still going to be going live. I hope that's the case. Your show is always entertaining. 8 o'clock, Steve's World. 9 o'clock, Mickey's Magic. And then, of course, at 10 o'clock, PTV Live will be all three of us. Ben will be joining us at that point. And we'll have some fun. Most likely talking about all things Halloween, specials, TV, and TV shows and things. There are some episodes I'm sure Ben will want to discuss. There are certain... if you have any specific show that you know of an episode, again, just drop me a private message and we'll see if we can't include that. Because I know there are specific episodes like Ben, Doug, and I love the show The Middle. And they have some fantastic Halloween episodes.
Frasier had some good ones too.
Yeah. So we'll see what we can do about discussing those as well. So everyone. Oh,
I got a rock.
I got a rock.
Oh, I love Charlie Brown so much. Yeah, I don't discriminate. I mean, when it comes to animation, being an artist myself, I love Charles Schultz. I love Looney Tunes.
Oh my goodness.
I love Hanna-Barbera. Disney. What else? Did I hit the big four?
Yeah,
Charles Schultz,
Charles
Hanna-Barbera,
hmm
Looney Tunes, and
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah, those are the big four that I
I
can
mean,
think
those
of.
are the big four. How can you not like, Scooby-Doo?
Okay, good job. Thank you, Mickey Sightings. Definitely, they will be live at 7 p.m. So yeah, keep an eye out for that tomorrow night. And of course, tomorrow during the Daily Dose, I'll make sure that I mention those again.
Wait, Doug likes Disney? Yeah.
Who knew?
God, where were we with? And it's like
Stacy.
everything was related to Disney. It's like my whole world is this. It's so sad.
Yeah.
It was Friday, we were running some around, and it was like,
Yeah,
everything gets related to where it's about Disney or somehow
And
falls into the Disney.
but it's interesting. We can just we can drive down the road, and we'll be in places where it's not necessarily Disney, but it's Pixar. A lot of Pixar references you will see here in the Bay Area.
No,
I mean,
Disney.
being that Emeryville, if you didn't know where Pixar was, or if you don't remember where it is, if you drive across from San Francisco on the Bay Bridge, and you come to the Oakland side of the bridge, just about 2 miles or so from where it breaks off, there's Interstate 80, Interstate 580, and Interstate 880. That's called that's called the MacArthur Maze. It's where all the freeways just split off and go other directions away from the bridge. But right there, where that anchorage is for the Bay Bridge Maze, is the city of Emeryville, and you will see Emeryville mentioned.
We did. Did we see this?
Oh yeah, go check out my new video. Yeah, Pam. Everyone, go check out Pam's video. She really did a nice job on it. I've already watched it twice myself.
We did. That's what she's talking about.
Yeah, I watched it twice.
Mike, you're great.
So anyway, right there at the foot of the Bay Bridge Maze, the city of Emeryville. There's a store, IKEA is there, and a shopping center. But nestled all behind that is Pixar Animation Studios. We did a live stream from there way back in July, I think. I think it was July that we did it. I think we were doing July at that point. So
yeah, we're overdue. We should be able to get back, and we just got to get our connections going. But
yeah,
I would love to get
definitely.
back.
I want to get back. I want to be able to show you.
We've eaten at the cafe there.
I want to show you the Atrium and also Luxo Cafe. So hopefully we can do that. And I don't know if we're allowed to have videos in there or not.
Yeah,
I know we can take pictures, so we can at least show pictures. But if we can take video, we'll do that as well. So that will be the next time we go into Pixar Studios. So,
okay,
everyone.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap this up, and then we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern for the Daily Dose. There's some interesting things that happened on October 21st. I can't wait to share those with you because they're actually pretty cool.
Yeah, you're reading me some of them.
Yeah, I was doing the research and showing them. It's like, yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then let's see. So you mean to tell me I-80 runs all the way out to you guys?
It goes right by Pixar. You take one of the exit off of Interstate 80.
Yeah, Stacy. As a matter of fact, I-80 is the Bay Bridge going into San Francisco.
It stops right there. Once you curve off, that's 80, and then it starts the Bay Bridge, but it curves through Emeryville.
Yeah, Interstate 80 is the Bay Bridge, and then you go all the way across the bridge. But when you get into San Francisco, 80 stops and it becomes 101 at one point.
Yeah, but if you're on 80 going through it, it's the exit.
Oh, good night, Leanne.
It's the exit right there. We get off IKEA. What's that main road where the Denise is?
Oh, that's Powell Street.
Powell Street. You just take the Powell Street exit, and then you just go up and then take a turn, and you're by Pixar.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, yep.
Oh, Pam, thank you. Big hugs to you too.
Love you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of the Daily Dose. We'll be back tomorrow with another one at 6 p.m. Eastern for the Daily Dose. And then again tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific with a next edition of PTV Live. Ben will be with us, and we'll just have fun talking about Halloween in general. We'll talk TV shows and specials. I think we've got it. I think that's going to be a time that we can all enjoy talking with each other.
We will.
So come ready to discuss Halloween at PTV Live tomorrow night. In the meantime, everyone, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. Have a magical evening, and have a great, big, beautiful
Good
tomorrow.
night, everybody.
We will see you all tomorrow
Bye-bye.
for another edition of the Daily Dose in PTV Live. Bye, everyone.
Bye.